Hey folks, welcome. I'm Christine Weber. I love to support mature yoga teachers and getting their wisdom out there to the world. So thank you for joining me for my weekly live stream. I'm usually here at Wednesdays around 11, a little late today, but I'm usually here around 11. So if you're here, please leave a comment. Let me know that you're here and anything you would like me to talk about in the future as well. Today I'm going to talk about 4 things you can do to maintain brain health as you age. And of course, one of them is yoga. Hey, and let's talk about that yoga piece first before I go too much here. Yoga includes a lot of what is called cross-lateral and contralateral movements. Cross-lateral, we do things like twists. We do things like eagle pose, crossing the midline, and many other. There's many other ways to use different adaptations of asanas to get that crossing the midline with the body. What that does, that crossing the midline stuff, is it helps I'm thinking about like forward bends, one opposite arm and leg, this sort of stuff, that sort of all that stuff. What it does is it forces the sensory motor cortices on in the cerebrum to communicate with each other across the corpus callosum, and this has multiple benefits for the brain. So we do a lot of cross-lateral stuff. We also do contralateral, opposite arm and leg sort of stuff, and particularly if you study certain kinds of yoga, like certainly subtle yoga, but we do tons of it, and I learned a lot of it from my qigong teachers, where you do a lot of contralateral stuff, and also Vini yoga, a lot of contralateral stuff. So I highly recommend that you bring that into your practice, and it will be supportive to the brain as you age. But I want to talk about 3 other sort of more medical things. And I learned these because I was at the Alzheimer's Research and Prevention Foundation conference over the weekend. It was really exciting. I'll be writing some of this stuff up in my blog this week, so please check out my blog on Friday or Saturday. I'll try and get it out on Friday. um, 3 things that were mentioned at the conference over and over again. As you age, you need to take care of your health. And the first thing you need to take care of is cardiovascular health. Why? Because the heart has to send nutrition, the lungs have to send oxygen to the brain. For the brain to be healthy, the heart has to be healthy. The cardiovascular respiratory system must be healthy. So yeah, yoga is fantastic for that. And please go to the doctor and get checked out. There is what's happened with the medications, often the medications used are called statins, is that they've improved tremendously over the past 10, 15 years. And so much less side effects than they used to have. Some people still don't respond to them. Some people want to do Chinese medicine. Chinese medicine is fantastic, has some fantastic herbs for the heart. Ayurvedic medicine, there's an herb called Arjuna, which they've done a lot of research on and show that it has similar results as some of the statins. Now, I'm not a doctor, I'm not an Ayurvedic. Please don't take any of this as medical advice. It's not. It's a discussion about possibilities for things that might support your heart. So take it up with a licensed medical provider. Take it up with a certified Ayurvedic practitioner, a certified acupuncturist, homeopath. Whatever is close to your heart in terms of the way that you like to work with folks. Take care of your heart, because taking care of your heart will take care of your brain in the long run. That's number 1. Number 2 is take care of your metabolism. And specifically, what I'm talking about here is blood sugar. So even drilling down a little bit more, take care of your blood sugar. You want to get tests. You want to see, do you have, any kind of borderline pre-diabetes? Do you have diabetes that's not diagnosed? You want to make sure that you're taking care of your blood sugar. And diet is fantastic. Exercise is fantastic for the heart, for the for as well as for blood sugar. But you want to get that stuff checked out, because there is plenty of research that shows when you take care of your blood sugar, you're taking care of your brain, and will prevent cognitive decline in the future. The heart, the digestion has to get nutrition to the blood has to get the nutrition to the brain, like where it's all connected. So number one is heart health, number two is blood sugar health, and number three is menopause health. And what I mean by that is that two-thirds of the people that get um, Alzheimer's disease are women, and there are strong correlations between healthy estrogen levels, heart health, blood sugar health, bone health, brain health. There's strong correlation. If you have a lot of menopause symptoms, for example, hot flashes are correlated with heart disease later in life. There's correlations. So if you have a lot of menopause symptoms, whether it's hot flashes, insomnia, all know how important sleep is for the brain. I'll talk about that in a moment. Or brain fog, whatever issues that you're having around menopause, you want to get menopause symptoms treated. Again, do that in any way that you see fit for you, but don't rule out Western medicine. Sometimes there's a lot of information out there right now. But if you're curious about menopause, please read a book called The Menopause Manifesto by Dr. Jen Guttner. It's amazing. And for me, it really changed my whole perspective on menopause. Okay, I want to talk about sleep. I said three things, but I'm going to say four. Actually five, because yoga's one of them. Um, so let's talk about sleep, because what happens during sleep? It was about 10 or 12 years ago that scientists discovered something called the glymphatic system. And the glymphatic system is kind of the immune system of the brain. It was sort of these vessels were sort of hidden in the back of the head, and they couldn't find them for a long time. And then this one researcher found them, and he was like, "Oh, eureka! Change the medical textbooks, because we found there's a connection between the immune system and the brain." And it's that what they're calling it is the glymphatic system, GL, right? So lymphatic system, we all know that has to do with keeping the immune system healthy. It's like your lymph nodes under your armpits, right? But the reason it's called the glymphatic system is because it has a lot to do with the glia cells, which are the supportive kind of glue. Glia means glue, stuff that hold the brain together and support the neurons. But the glia cells have other functions, and it's also related, of course, to lymphatic ducts in the brain. And it has to do with cleaning the debris, the dead cells, the toxins out of your brain. When does that happen? It happens at night. And they actually see, like, what they're showing is like a fountain of lymphatic, like squirts of lymphatic fluid in your brain that happens when you sleep. If you have sleep issues, you really want to get like checked for apnea. You want to make sure that you are taking care of that, however you need to take care of it. And often it can be related to menopause symptoms too for women. But there's something I heard last week I thought was interesting is when you're sleeping, even if you are not sleeping, but it's nighttime and you're resting in your bed, it's better than getting up, right? So taking a rest is important, even if you're not sleeping, but you definitely want to get that sleep checked out. It makes me feel so much better because I've had insomnia since I was a child, and when I was a kid, I would, call my mom and be like, "Mom, I can't sleep." My mom would come into my room, she'd rub my head, she'd go, "It's okay, sweetie, you're resting. It's good to rest." And so my mom knew, way back when, that it was okay to rest even if you weren't sleeping. So take a rest, and take care of yourself. And if you have to rest sometime during the day, it's okay. I've heard that some companies now are giving women some more spaciousness and more flexibility with menopause symptoms. I think that's beautiful. I think that more of that needs to happen. This is the time, if you're a woman in menopause, perimenopause, or menopause time, this is the time to take care of these things. Take care of your heart, take care of your blood sugar, take care of menopause symptoms, take care of your sleep, and do yoga. So I have included a link in this video to my Chair Yoga for Brain Health course. It's a 10-day, 15, you get one video a day for 10 days, plus some inspirational quotes and a journal. And so this is hopefully my contribution to helping folks maintain brain health, because it's not something that you can support it, but there's not a lot of evidence that you can reverse the cognitive decline. So you really do want to be thinking about it, just like bone health. You want to be thinking about it from a time when you're younger and everything is working fine. I hope this has been interesting. Please leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next week. Lots of love.